Hello and welcome back to the Road to Good Cooking. Nothing says comfort food better than a pan full of savory chicken marsala served on a bed of sauteed greens and kale with roasted Yukon Gold potato slices garnished with green onions. This recipe will definitely warm you up on a cold night. Let me show you how I made my chicken marsala, and I cooked it sous vide style. It was so much cheaper to buy my chicken breast with the skin on and the bone in, and when I got it home I just cut the bone off and I have it in a pot next to me, and I'm making some chicken broth for this recipe. And I peeled the skin back, and what I'm going to be doing is slathering each chicken breast with my homemade compound butter, and that would help my spices and herbs adhere to the meat a lot better. And here's my compound butters. Now if you'd like for me to do a video on how I made my compound butters, leave me a comment in that comment section. I'll be more than happy to do so for you. And now I'm going to hit my chicken breast with some kosher salt, black pepper, and garlic mix, and then I'm going to liberally sprinkle it with herbs de Provence seasoning. That's a delicious cooking ingredient that I use all the time, and it's a blend of dried thyme, marjoram, rosemary, oregano, savory, and lavender. I like to mix it with olive oil, and in this case I'm mixing it with my homemade compound roasted garlic butter, and it is delicious on chicken and is fabulous on turkey. I flip my chicken breast over and I'm going to repeat the seasoning process. And this is why I left the skin on. I'm stretching it over my chicken breast, and this will help keep the seasoning close to the meat during the sous vide process. I'm going to hit that skin with some of my kosher salt, black pepper, garlic mix, and from here it's going into my sous vide bag. My bag is vacuum sealed. Now it's ready for the water bath. The water bath for my sous vide container is 165 degrees. The chicken breast will go in for 2 hours. My chicken is in the sous vide water bath, so I started my chicken broth, and now it's time to make my mushroom ragu. In this pan, I've added 2 tablespoons of my compound butter, half of a medium onion that I diced really small, and 1 clove of fresh minced garlic. I'm going to cook my veggies until they are softened. Off camera, I had a package of portobello mushrooms that I rinsed off and sliced thin, and I'm going to add them to the pan and toss them together with the other veggies. I'm going to hit my veggies with a pinch of kosher salt. My mushroom ragu has cooked down, and now it's time to add another layer of flavor. I'm adding a big splash of sweet marsala wine. I'm going to reduce my heat to a low simmer and continue to cook until it starts to thicken a little bit and most of the liquids are gone. And here's my finished mushroom ragu, and look at it. Doesn't that look amazing? The veggies are nice and soft, and the sauce is starting to thicken up slightly, and the smell is absolutely heavenly. I'm going to let this go a little bit further, maybe another 15-20 minutes or so. Then I'm going to cover it up, set it aside, and move on to my kale and collard greens. And here's my big old pot of greens. Now off camera I diced up the other half of the onion. I added it to the pot along with a splash of olive oil, and I cooked the diced onions until they were softened. Then I added a cup of my chicken broth and the greens. I hit the greens with a little kosher salt and black pepper, and I know this looks like a lot of greens, but it will cook down. I'm going to cover my pot with the lid, and I'm going to reduce the heat until a low simmer and cook my greens until they're nice and tender. And here's my mushroom ragu waiting for the gravy. Look at that. And it smells and tastes so good. Okay, after 2 hours, I removed my chicken breast from the water bath, and as you can see, the skin is still intact. The spices are still on there. It's fork tender. It's super moist. It's very, very, very flavorful. And from here, I'm going to put it into a screeching hot cast iron skillet with a little olive oil, and I'm going to brown it with the skin on, and then I'll remove the skin before it goes into the marsala sauce. If you don't have a sous vide cooker, just cook your chicken in a pan with a little olive oil. Brown it on both sides, and don't cook it all the way through because it will continue cooking once you put it in the marsala sauce. My chicken breasts are nice and brown. Now from here I'm going to remove them to a platter and take the skin off and make my marsala sauce in the same pan. Okay, I got my chicken resting on a platter, and to this pan, to the same pan that I cooked the chicken in, I added 2 tablespoons of the compound butter and 2 tablespoons of flour. And I'm making a roux, so I'm going to cook it until it gets to the color that I'm looking for, which is about a golden brown. And then I'll be adding the chicken broth and some more Marsala wine love. I tell you what, this gravy is going to be off the chain good. My gravy is legendary. Did you know that? For real. As you can see to the left, my roux is the color that I wanted. Now it's time to start adding my homemade chicken broth that's been cooking for the last couple of hours. And it is good all by itself. I mean, you can put it in a bowl and eat it with some crackers. It's just that good. So now I'm going to start incorporating the chicken broth into the roux. And I have my wire whisk here so I can whisk it as I'm adding the broth to it. That way I won't get any great big lumps in it. And I'm going to add it just a little at a time until I get it to the consistency that I want. Oh, and it smells so good. It smells so good. I have the sound off because I have my overhead blower on and it is super loud and annoying. And I'm whisking as I go. That will keep my gravy nice and smooth. And I just about got it to the thickness that I want. I'm probably going to end up using most of this chicken broth. I'll save some to add to my greens if I need to. I have the consistency that I want. Let me give it a quick taste. And now it's time to add some more love to my gravy. This is going to take it over the top. And this is what I'm using. Florio Fine Marsala Sweet Wine. Put another little splash in there. Give it another little taste. Oh my gosh. That took it over the top. Now it's time to add lots more love to my gravy. I'm adding that mushroom ragu to my gravy. It's been fortified with that Marsala wine as well. The gravy has been fortified with that homemade chicken broth. I have the broth from the Sous Vide chicken that I poured in there. Need I say more? It is just over the top in flavor. Over the top. And just work that in there and just let everybody get all friendly and cozy and lovey-dovey, and then wait till you see what's going to happen. I wonder if I need to taste this. Nah, I'm just going to surprise myself. Yeah, I'm going to taste it. Oh gosh. Oh, I'm in heaven. I am in heaven. There are so many layers of flavor going on in this gravy, and I think I'm going to hit it one more time with my Marsala wine, and it was already over the top. I can't even imagine where this is going. The smell in my kitchen is absolutely insane. I'm going to let it simmer here for a couple of seconds while I get my chicken, and then the chicken is going in. Now you see my chicken breasts here. I took the skin off, and I'm going to nestle those chicken breasts right down in all this beautiful pan of luscious goodness. I'm not putting the skin in there. That's going to be discarded. But I am going to pour in the juices that accumulated on that plate. From this point, I'm not going to cook them that long. I'm just going to leave them in the pan long enough so I can get the sauce on it and get my greens and my potatoes plated up, and then it'll be time to eat. Oof, I cannot wait. Time to eat. I decided not to have my potatoes tonight. I'm going to have those tomorrow. but I'm just going to dig right in. This chicken is so doggone tender, it's ridiculous. Let me see here, first bite. Oh, come on. If you can believe this, it tastes better than I even imagined. It's tender. It is sweet from the marsala. It picked up every flavor that I added to it. You can taste it. You can taste that marsala wine. You can taste the savoriness of the greens and the kale and the mushrooms. Oh my Lord, the mushrooms. The mushrooms are over the top in flavor. It absorbed all the flavor of that marsala wine and that homemade chicken broth, and I can eat the mushrooms all by themselves. So anyway, this will be the perfect Sunday dinner, and your family will absolutely love this dinner. Please leave me a comment about this dish. Subscribe, hit that bell, tell everybody you know about this channel. I know I'm getting a little dramatic. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, please leave me a comment or subscribe. And I'll see you soon with another great recipe. Be blessed and keep on cooking.